For his statement. I now call on the representative of the Russian Federation.
Mr. President, we would like to thank Under-Secretary General of the United Nations, Mr. Jean-Pierre Lacroix, on his briefing on the developing situations in the region. We are grateful also to the representative of the G5 Sahel Joint Force for providing information. Russia agrees that in the reporting period, the situation in the Sahel, unfortunately, not only did not improve, but to a large extent worsened. The region has seen an increase in terrorist activity and a spike in inter-ethnic and inter-community conflicts, which has had a very negative impact on the security situation. The fighters have killed dozens of servicemen and hundreds of civilians. These are horrific figures. The humanitarian situation is continuing to worsen. The number of refugees and IDPs has increased, and this is presenting challenges for food security. All this means that countries in the region need to take necessary measures to tackle serious socioeconomic problems, strengthen the state institutions, and protect human rights. If this does not occur, conditions for radicalizing the population, including radicalizing young people, will just be amplified. We support the efforts of the G5 Sahel states to deploy joint forces to combat terrorism and organized crime, which have already become an important part of regional security. We are pleased to learn of the counter-terrorist operations of the joint forces in the reporting period. We note the need to further fine-tune coordination of action, both within the joint force itself and with the UN stabilization mission in Mali and other military presences in the region. It's clear that the proper functioning of the G5 Sahel Joint Force depends on two important factors: ensuring its stable and predictable financing and providing the appropriate transport and logistical support. In this regard, we support the assistance provided by the Joint Force to the UN Stabilization Mission in Mali, in line with its mandate contained in Security Council Resolution 2584. At the same time, we recognize that the difficult conditions on the ground, the asymmetric challenges, and the long distances and communication difficulties require more sustained international support for the force. In this regard, we are prepared to have a substantive discussion in the Council of the proposals contained in the October letter of the Secretary General regarding the expansion of assistance to the G5 Sahel forces through the UN. Both options, either to create in the Joint Force Secretariat a small advisory office or to establish a fully fledged support office, require a clear understanding as to the timescale for their implementation, their effectiveness, the required costs and sources of financing. We trust that there will be further dialogue with our partners on these matters. We are convinced that it is important to continue to coordinate steps both with the Africans and also the international community to combat terrorism in the Sahel region. We trust that the initiative of the African Union, along with regional organizations, the initiative to deploy in the Sahel an African standing force, will bear fruit. Russia is carefully following the development of the situation in the region. Along with other countries, there is a provision of military technical assistance and training of military and police officers. We are prepared to continue this work. Thank you.
I thank the representative of the Russian Federation.